Let's go. Yo. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never gonna look back. Never gonna look back. Cause damn, I was built to last. You move slow and I move fast. And that's facts.
Welcome to the Chicago Sports Podcast, Monsters of the Madhouse. We are happy to have you guys along tonight as we are getting ready here for the weekend, and we are talking football, all things Chicago sports and Chicago Bears. And we thank you guys for joining us tonight. You can like and subscribe our YouTube channel and our page, and everything will pop up in your notifications when new shows pop up. And we got a lot of new shows popping up on our feed. So thank you guys for having us on tonight. And it is awesome to see you again, Plank. Man, welcome back.
Well, thank you. It's good to see you too, Matt. It's good to be back. I missed last week. I was sick. I'm better now and ready to go.
Yeah, man. If you feel a whole lot better, we were just talking about that before we get on here. There's something going around this time of the year, man. Like I feel like there's like this weird cold or something that people are getting. Because I had something like about a month ago. Now I got like another head. I had something. So we're exchanging here because now I've got like this head cold that something popped up, man. And it's just like, what the hell, man? It's time of the year.
Yeah, I agree. It was going around the office. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeremy, bear down. Philip, bear down.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Thank you guys for joining us tonight. You guys could leave a comment too as we get in here. We got some news breaking here with the Bears today, and I think, Plank, when you start thinking about it, is stuff that's not surprising. We talked about the shows up leading up to this show about releases and cuts or who we thought would be cut, and it's being reported that there's going to be a couple of guys that the Bears are going to cut. One of them being Gerald Everett, and okay, this is of course I'm on ProFootballRumors.com. But the Bears look like they're going to be cutting Gerald Everett and DeMarcus Walker. And the first one that I think is first off, I don't think any of these guys are surprised. But the one that's certainly not a surprise is Everett. So Everett came in last year, our tight end. And don't forget, too, Everett was part of the Shane Waldron tree. He played with them in L.A. and also in Seattle. So when Waldron came over, he started bringing some of his guys over. So with Everett's release, they're going to save around $5.5 million against the salary cap for next year. And we were talking about this, Plank. His numbers, I didn't realize they were this bad. He only had, now he played in all 17 games last year, but 8 catches for 36 yards and 0 touchdowns. I had to look at that again. I'm like, is that correct? And then I looked at it again, and then I started breaking some stuff down. I'm like, no, that's right. That's how down of a year he had. Now, granted, there's a lot of things you could put into that with our offense and everything that we went through with the Bears offense, but those numbers, I mean, for that amount of money, you don't pay a tight end that amount of money for those type of numbers, even if we were 5-12 last year.
Yeah, that's why they were 5-12. I'd say, I mean, one of the reasons. I mean, he didn't have much production, but then again, I mean, Cole was down too. I think it's coaching. It has a lot to do with coaching. I mean, it's time to move on, I would say, from him anyway, Gerald Everett. He's 30, which is, to me, young, but not NFL young. But I think maybe a lot of his lack of production. I was looking at his numbers too. He never, in all the years, he never had under 400 yards receiving. Never had until he comes to Chicago. I think that says a lot about the coaching.
So does that mean when people come to Chicago, not wide receivers come to die, it's tight ends that come to die, I guess? Who said that years ago? Musa Muhammad said that, right?
I believe you were right. I believe it was Musa Muhammad. Yes, I believe you're right.
Yeah,
Musa Muhammad.
It's pretty much lived ever since then because there's been a lot of that.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think it's so much true anymore because at least we have DJ Moore now who looks like I think he's been pretty good for us. But yeah, to see those type of numbers, man, even in a down year like that, when you're spending that type of money in free agency, and this goes back to free agency, and we're going to get a little bit into that too, but this comes with free agency too. Like, you're going to always overspend. For the most part, you're probably going to overspend on free agents. And boy, nothing like that. When we get those type of numbers like that, that kind of backs up that argument.
Yeah.
At only 30 years old. Okay, so there's Gerald Everett, who was with us for just 1 year. And the other one is not a surprise either, DeMarcus Walker, who I think was pretty solid for us. I like the way he played. He was the one, he came from the Titans, signed the 3-year, $21 million deal. That was back in 2023. So he's appeared in all 34 games. So he played in all 34 games, 29 starts, and the last couple seasons he had 7 sacks, 16 tackles for losses. So that is going to be 5.9 against the salary cap. So if you put all this together with those 2 cuts right now, we were at about $69 million. That's going to add up to almost 10. We're going to be looking at close to $80 million of salary cap going into free agency this year. But DeMarcus Walker, I thought, was a pretty good player for us. And I know our Bears defensive line got a lot of slack and a lot of negativity, but I thought he was a pretty productive player for us. Now, I'm not surprised by that cut, but I thought he was, unlike Gerald Everett, I thought he was a pretty productive player.
Yeah, I agree. He was, but I think maybe he's at that age too. You know, they're going to be looking younger in the draft to pick up some of that, or spending some of that money on free agency. And Jeremy's right. He wasn't used properly. Just again, like Cole wasn't used properly. But yeah, I think maybe they're looking to get younger, cap space, obviously, for free agency.
So those are the 2 that are not surprising to us. Now, when we start looking at cuts, and Plank, we were kind of talking about this before we got started tonight. I was like, now I started seeing when I got on my X feed, there's some teams, you start to see rumors of some players are going to release, or like Sheldon Rankins for the Bengals got cut today. So some of these names are starting to come out a little bit more. And I think this might not be it for the Bears. And if we start looking at some other cuts that we think could happen here over the next week or so, or heck, over the next 4 to 5 days, they've already started with a couple players today. You know, there could be possibly some more. The one that intrigued me, I saw from SI, was the linebackers for the Bears. Whether it was TJ Edwards, which I don't think I would disagree with that one, or Tremaine Edmonds, because Edmonds is set to make $17 million next year, and I believe, as I'm trying to pull up my numbers here. Okay, so Edmonds is going to be about 17, and a cap hit would be about $6.8 million in cap relief. And if they were to release Edwards, it would be about $5.5 million in cap relief. So there could be more. I think you keep both of them, but it wouldn't shock me if I saw one of those guys being cut.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I and this is just me, but I feel that Edwards, again, we're going to go to coaching. Maybe I'm just going to lay it all on coaching tonight, but I think he has always been so productive, and his numbers are down. I don't want to see TJ go anywhere. Edmonds, I don't know that it would bother me as bad if he was to leave or get cut, however you want to say it. But I think I'd be a little hurt if TJ left. I like him. I think he's a very productive player. I think it's more of a coaching issue.
I agree with that. To the point too about Everett too. Here's the thing. I think if any of these guys go anywhere, and Everett, they're going to off land jobs, especially Walker. But even Everett, I think he's still got. I think he's still going to be able to. He's got some production left in him. Somebody's going to pick him up at some point.
I believe so. I agree.
I think we'll see him somewhere and be picked up. But it'll be interesting to see if any of those linebackers are released. And actually, guys,
well, hello, Kris.
In here now, man. What's up, Kris? We don't hear your
Nope.
Hold on, we gotta unmute him. There we go. Kris, you there, buddy? Or maybe not. I think he just froze. Well, we'll see if we can get Kris back in here in a little bit. Yeah, we'll see if we'll get Kris back in here in a little bit. We just couldn't hear.
All right, there we go. There we go.
Man. We got you now, man. We can hear you there for a second.
All right.
It's good to see you, Kris.
Technology nowadays. I'm starting to feel like a full class onk right now. How's everybody doing?
Good.
We're good, man. We're good. So we just want to get your opinion really quick here. And all you guys in the chat, thank you guys very much in the chat tonight. We see you guys out there. But Kris, we're talking about the cuts coming of Gerald Everett and DeMarcus Walker. We're going over their stats and with their production and everything and how much they will save. Anything that stands out to you? Do you agree with the cuts? Do you disagree with the cuts? Where's your stance on both of those two players?
Well, can you repeat that? I had a I had a difficult time hearing that. I'm trying to set stuff up here. My bad, man.
No,
I'm all over the place right now. But
no,
if you mentioned Gerald Everett, I understand it. The cut I understand because you have a guy like Cole Kmet who's already you could tell he's the number one tight end in that locker room right now. But Gerald Everett's on I believe he still has a little bit of juice left, but he's on the downside half of his career. Um, I believe if he finds a spot where he's able to be the number one and they can use him correctly, he could still play. He's not a scrub. Like dude can still ball.
and then how about DeMarcus? And then the second one that the news coming out today would be DeMarcus Walker. DeMarcus Walker, where they're going to be saving some money on him as well. Who I said in our show, and me and Plague were going back and forth. He's been productive for the Bears. I think he's been a productive player for us, but I get why they're moving on from him, and that's somebody they can probably address in the draft.
When it comes to him, I believe that it's just like that's one of those things where it's like you feel you can improve with that in that particular area in that position. I mean, yes, he's been productive. It's just if you're gonna build, sometimes you gotta let some people go. I think that he should have stayed. He could be part of a rotation, but we if we need a lot of, I would say we need to build a lot in certain areas, and I believe that the D line is one of those things. So you need to actually have a lot of pass rushers. I don't really agree with that one. And now when you think about it more and more, because you need guys to rotate in and out, first down, third downs, guys like that. So I honestly think like, yeah, I don't agree with that one. The Gerald Everett one, I agree with because you got receivers and you got your running back. You can you don't need a two tight end set in Chicago, but the Robinson one I don't agree with. Nah.
We got one here from Philip. As we start talking about cuts and getting into free agency, I just said the Bears have put up now about $80 million in cap space. So they got a lot of money going into free agency, and the cap's going up too. So they're going to have a lot of money here. And you got Trey Hendrickson and Trey Smith. So I think Trey Smith's going to be the guy that they're going to be going after. I think Trey Smith, there's going to be quite a few teams going after Trey Smith. And I think he's going to be demanding probably about $20 million. I think that's where it's going to start for him because he's going to be the premier guard in free agency. Trey Hendrickson, I don't know. I don't know what the hell the Bengals are doing. First off, I don't think you let that guy ever leave. I think he's so good. You need guys. If you're having a team like the Bengals with Joe Burrow on that team, you don't let a pass rusher like that go. But that's the Bengals, and they're very notorious for these type of contracts and these type of players getting out there. I have no idea about Trey Hendrickson. I don't know if they're going to get rid of him or release him. I think that's going to be to be determined. But Plank, I think to his point, I think Trey Smith's the guy they're going to be going after.
Yeah, with Hendrickson, maybe I don't know what Cincinnati's doing either. If they're trying to free up money for T, or I don't know. For save the money for receivers, I don't really know what they're doing for that. I think Trey's going to be a big thing. I like to hear the fact that his girlfriend is Chicago girl. I like to hear that.
I think so. So it'll be interesting, but I think that's where as we go into free agency, guys. I think they're going to be definitely going after the front, especially with the release today of Walker. I think they're going to really be targeting defensive and offensive line and defensive line, and Smith's going to be the first guy to keep an eye on because everything that I saw, I don't think the Chiefs are going to franchise tag him, but
Trey,
yeah, Smith.
Yeah, they can't afford to they can't afford to franchise tag him. What I really thought, and it's not just me, it's what you hear. I thought they'd put the transition tag on him, and then reports, and it's Lions season. Reports are they're not going to do either, and it doesn't look like they are going to do it. The transition tag would give them the chance at first dibs, and apparently they're not wanting to pursue that either. So it really looks like, we're on the outside, but it looks like they are prepared to let him walk.
Here's the thing. I'm giving the Chiefs the benefit of the doubt too. Like that's a team that can let a guy like that go because they got the track record of drafting and getting players to come in and replace, and they usually hit more often than they don't hit. So even if they let Trey Smith walk for $20 million, they'll probably go in the draft and get somebody else and just
or have somebody in the wings already, you know, because they are able to develop. They have a winning culture. Other than Nagy, they've got good coaches, I think, you know, but they're able to develop. So obviously they know things we don't. Maybe they have somebody in the wings already.
And we just saw that one for Trapper Keeper, said no movement so far. Yeah, I didn't see anything either. So we'll certainly find out, and we're certainly going to find out here over the next, I think, the next couple of days. Let's see, Jerome. What's up, Jerome? He just put in and said 5 years, $105 million contract for. That's probably what you're. Yeah, that's probably what you're looking at if you're going to sign him, and that's that's going to be because, like I said, he's the guy that's going to be setting the bar for all the other guards, probably for the entire offensive of line in general. This free agency. And so you got Foster covers, Chiefs with new salary cap, could resign Trey, but that would enter other free agent moves. Like, yeah, and to my point, yeah. So to my point, that's a team that can get away with it. They can get away with it. They can go ahead and make their moves because I believe they got some other players that they're going to have to think about in the future. But you know, that's the Chiefs. That's why they win every year. And this is our Bears. We need to start winning, and we need to start looking at this. And if you do get a guy like Trey Smith, I think you do overpay for him. I think, like what he said, 5 years, $105 million. That's probably what we're looking at, Plank.
Yeah. And I mean, you can't say he's not worth it. We need to shore up that offensive line. We've got to protect Caleb. We've got to.
Mm-hmm. And it'll be interesting to see what it looks like here coming into free agency as it starts on March 10th. Thank you guys for watching tonight. And we're going to do a mock simulator draft here as we get ready here, as we talk about the releases and we talk about building the offense and defensive lines. We're going to pull up the mock simulator draft, and we're going to see if we can fix the Bears, Plank. I think we can. All right. Now, the last time I did, so I'm going to warn you, man. I'll say this: the last time I did the simulator draft, I graded myself as a GM. I didn't grade myself very high, Plank. I thought I did a pretty poor job, and I think a lot of other people agreed with me. So I think I'm depending on you to make this better.
The chat,
the mock simulator draft. So here we go, guys. We're going to start underway, and we're going to get to the 10th pick here, and. So what's probably going to happen, and it's going by pretty quick. So here. So if you can see that there on our screen here, this is the first thing that pops up. Plank. Do we want to trade the 10th pick to Carolina for pick 18, 50, and 113? No. I don't think that's a bad trade offer, to be honest with you.
No, it's only 8 back and pick up 2.
And this is a pretty stacked draft with depth. I don't know if this draft has. There's maybe a couple of players at the top 5 picks that have that star power. I don't know. Once you get past 5 or 6, I don't know if they're going to have. I'm just going to go ahead and accept it.
That sounds good. Looks good.
Accepted. Yeah, I thought that was a pretty good. But how about that? Going back with the Panthers again.
Yeah. You know it's a winner now.
So here we go.
Yeah.
I think we're going to stay right here. Baltimore wants to offer pick 27 and 59. I'm going to reject this.
All right. Yeah, Washington I agree.
29, 60. I think we stay with pick 18 on this. I don't think we want to go too far back.
That's exactly right. I don't either.
Okay, so as we look at the side here, I think we got to stay with offense. I'm going to click on offense here, and I'm start looking at some of these tackles here. Tackles, tight end, I think is going to be another need we're going to need in this draft. But I think our first pick, I like Josh Simmons a lot out of Ohio State.
Yes. Yeah.
So we can maybe, and then I'll start looking in the chat here and see what you guys agree. But I'm going to go. I think I have our first pick here. I'm going to go with Josh Simmons. We're going to go draft Josh Simmons.
I'm seeing Tyler Booker by Eric. Erica's wanting Tyler.
Sorry, Eric. But I think that's what you get, though. Like when you start going back and like we start, oh wait a minute, I thought I put all 7 rounds, guys. My fault.
Yeah,
we got Josh Simmons.
Yeah, Jeremy, he wanted Simmons, so we're good.
Okay, so let me we're gonna start the draft. I'm sorry guys, I thought I hit all 7 rounds, and that is my fault. So we'll go back
Oh,
to we're back on here, I believe. Sorry guys, we're gonna go back on here in 1 second with the draft. 7.
oh,
There we go.
Jamerson, he's spot on there. Ryan Pace killed our team, salary cap, and free agency. There wasn't. No, I mean I don't want to get down on Pace. He did have some good picks, but he did like to reach and spend.
I'm sorry, did I not share that, guys? Let me get that back on. I was having a little bit of internet issues. There we go. Okay, so I think we can see that now. Or
There we go.
did it come back up? There we
Yes.
go. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, I was
You're
having a
good.
little bit of internet. I was having some internet issues here. It was cutting out for 1 second. Okay. So we got a trade with Green Bay. What do you think? A trade with the Packers, which is always tough to do when you want to trade with somebody in your own division. But I think this is also a pretty good. I don't know. Do you think going back down to pick 23 is too far back?
Well, I'm a solid believer, and you do not deal with your rivals. So
We reject them.
What's
reject
up,
them.
fellas?
What up, Trax?
what up,
Hey,
Rex?
I got the camera off because I'm in the house. I'm actually not in the garage. This is kind of nice.
Well, staying warm, that's going to be a change.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
my kid just dropped off his friend really quick, so I got a couple minutes to hang out with you guys before they get back.
That's cool.
Yeah.
We got a lot of FGBs
Trax,
going
we
here.
got a trade offer here.
Yeah. Do you want to trade back, chat, or?
All we got is Green Bay, right?
I don't think I traded on this one.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, there's one more, I believe. What do you got behind that?
We got Buffalo after this. So Buffalo has 30, 56, and 62.
Nah, what's the next one?
And then Arizona 16, 47, and then a 2026 second round pick. And then we
That
would
all you
offer
got?
the 10th and the 72nd pick. Yes,
Yeah, that's all 3 of them.
Nah, reject them all. Let's go with.
I don't like any of them.
Yeah,
No.
definitely
You can always
not Green
counter.
Bay.
You can always counter, but it's a little sticky. Sometimes it takes too long, and the chat gets squirrely.
I want to stay with the 10th pick. I don't know if I
Let's
want
do
to trade that because I think we could find somebody here. So I'm going to reject all those. And
what's the chat wanting?
Well, they're saying Jeremy's trade back, just not Green Bay. And Foster covers, I got more trade offers. And that's about it. Take AZ, it says.
The first thing I'm thinking of, I'm looking at the offensive tackles. We saw Kelvin Banks Jr. of Texas. He would probably be at the top of my list if we were looking at a tackle who had a really good year last year.
Hey, Matt.
You
know, a funny thing earlier, Erica, she was like our GM. I was like my first ever female GM aside from the one I have in my own home. But this is for, the draft. And she was picking all the picks for me, right? And then I had a rando in the chat acting crazy, so I go block him, and I accidentally blocked Illinois Jones and Erica at the same time, and I couldn't see them the rest of the draft.
They're probably like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, I know. Like you using me as my
call
input.
You out, man.
Yeah, I messed up. I got big fingers.
I got small fingers, so that's why I can't. So if I mess this up, then I really mess something up.
Right.
So are you guys thinking? Are you guys thinking offense? You thinking? I'm going to the defense too. I'm looking at the edge rushers too.
The chat. Everybody in the chat's going bug nuts for Banks. I'm just letting you know what they're saying. I'm good either way.
Thanks. Okay. I like Williams a lot from Georgia.
Williams is a defensive tackle.
Defensive tackle. Yes, guy that was that I have him edge rusher. Yeah, edge rusher from Georgia, who's
Edge.
always who I think is somebody that we can absolutely use. So I'm gonna, what do you guys think here? First pick edge rusher or?
I see trade back. I see Banks, Phillip, Trenches.
Mm-hmm. What do you guys think? Cornerback, edge. I think I'll try. I see a couple Williams in here too. I think I'm going to go with Williams. Does Williams from Georgia sound all right?
What's Williams' position?
He's an edge rusher.
Edge. We could use an edge. Let's see what the.
I think he's very good.
I think most of them is either asking for Booker or that Banks at tackle. But if you're feeling Williams, they are saying the trenches, and Foster just said defensive end. So yeah, go with it. Do it.
Okay. And that's it. I feel like Georgia players do very well in the first round. Look at the Eagles. I'm copying the Eagles here.
Good call, Commish. Good call.
Walker. I was saying we got to replace Walker somehow.
Yeah, buddy, for sure.
I don't know, Trex. Last time I did this, I got called out for not being a very good GM. So I'm trying to make it a little bit better today.
Listen, you can't make everybody happy. I learned that a long time ago. You're lucky to make yourself happy.
All right, guys. We got a couple proposals here. So we got two different trade offers here. So we can get the 39 pick and the 149 to Dallas, and they'll give us 44 and a 2026. I don't know if I like that one.
Wait. Say it again. Listen. Anybody that has a next year's pick, that's a waste because we're not drafting next year yet.
No, exactly. And I think we need our players to win this year.
Theoretically, that might be a good one if you've got your GM hat for multiple years, like a dynasty or something. And that'd be kind of cool. Correct me if I'm wrong, but fantasy football has like dynasty. If they started to integrate, we could be onto something. Hey, if there's somebody in the chat that wants to write this show up or write the what do they call that? Like the gaming codes or something. Write the codes. You know what I'm saying? And now all of a sudden we got dynasty draft. That'd be great.
Oh yeah.
So they're not much different here. So Indianapolis, same thing. Pick 45 for another 2026 second round pick.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much the same trade.
Guys, you guys can't share this. Everybody in the community that's watching, you cannot share this with anybody. This is like breaking, like brainstorming here. This is like patented 11 herbs and spices. Do not give our Colonel Sanders recipe away. Yeah.
Can't give up the secrets. That's right.
You can lick the spoon, but don't tell anyone what's on it.
I haven't heard that before.
We're saying, I
don't know.
I just came up with it right now.
What do you guys think? Reject if I like these trades? I don't.
Yeah, no trade. Make
Erica
the
says
pick
no
at
trade.
39.
I agree.
Yeah.
And then we got the 41st.
If Membo's there, I take him. Foster's saying.
Foster's wants Membo.
Let's see. All right, I rejected him.
Okay, Membo.
So what are we looking at here? We already did. So I'm going to go to the offensive side here. Let's go to the tackles. I'm looking at
Erica's wanting Membo. Foster's wanting Membo.
I like Membo.
I'm looking for Membo. Membo, where am I looking at Membo here, guys?
Hey, get out of that food. My dog. my dog's just like me. I know when my dog's like it, you can just sense it,
Yeah, I think I'm leaning towards Membo too from Mizzou.
Oh, I like what Erica said, or Zabel. Now Munoz is saying Zabel.
Oh, we got changes.
Yeah, the Zabel's tackle, right? But he can go center.
Mm-hmm.
That's North Dakota State kid.
Yeah, I'm looking. I can't.
OT.
OT. Yeah. Let's see.
You're doing fine, buddy. This
Yeah.
is what, your second one of the year?
The draft.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, this is only my second.
for you to run it, I know you've seen others.
Oh yeah.
In between lifting the weights like Hans and
I don't
Franz
lift
at the
weights.
gym.
I'm all swole, man.
He's swole.
All right, guys. Yeah, and we're swole on the Chicago Sports Podcast. All right, guys. I'm trying to find here. Unless they were chosen already, they could have been. But
You
I
can
don't
go
see,
up to previously picked on the left there. Scroll up.
On the left here. Scroll up. I've scrolled all the way. Okay, I'm looking up here. I'm looking, guys. I'm looking.
Yeah, you got my picks, and then you picked all the other picks.
Proposed trade, we say. But I think they're ready. Is if we go look up in the.
There you go.
Yeah.
Zabel's gone.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yep, we're gone. So.
Well, that would explain.
I was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. It's like,
Oh,
that's what I was like, am I losing my mind here? So let's
go with that guard,
here.
Jackson.
That was the other thing that
Well,
was.
Zabel's there.
Yeah, Donovan Jackson. That's what I was just going to say. Donovan Jackson's still there.
You saw Zabel,
I think
Plank?
I thought I did right before he clicked over to the guard. There,
right here,
it's right there.
Zabel. Yep.
The people of Oaken and Cooper has chosen.
I am going with Zabel, damn it. And then we could choose a guard the next pick because we're already here. 41. It's because of that trade that we made. So we got another one here.
It all goes back to the spoon when you're the chef, Coop. Okay?
Yep.
Little for you, little for the customers.
So what do you guys think of this? 41 for 45 and 116. That's Indianapolis. That's pretty much the same trade they gave us the last one. And then Washington has pick 61, 148, and a next year pick.
You guys ever notice that? You guys ever notice that when you start doing this, it seems like the same teams try to hit you up after like every round or something? It's crazy.
I felt the same way the last time because I felt like the last time I did this, the Carolina Panthers kept coming at me with all different trade offers. You're like the Panthers, man. Indianapolis. I don't know. I still think we stay. I think we still stay at 41. I don't know if I trade back and then we go back and look at one of these guards or another tackle.
You got Erica saying no deal.
No deal?
Yeah. Well, Foster's take Indy and grab him. But I see. Foster's saying take Indy.
Well, Indy's only you 3 spots and then you get an extra pick, right?
Yeah, pick 116.
That's fantastic. I like that.
That's accepted.
I'm with Foster. We got to trade at some point.
Thank you, Foster. That's our second trade now. Oh, screw the Lions. We don't want to trade with the Lions.
No end division.
No, like
screw
Pat,
you guys. They draft too well.
Like Pat, the designer says, never trade with the ops. Never trade with the opposition.
That's right.
You know what the Lions would do? You know what the Lions would do in this trade? They would take pick 45 and probably make it into an impact player like they do with all their picks. So I'm gonna, and then Jacksonville says pick number 70. I kind of like being at pick 45 though.
Oh, somebody just made a good point. We need to look at running back, and Munoz says Hampton at running back if he's available. I also like Kris Williams or Caleb Williams with a K.
Okay, so who did he say for the run in the chat for running back for
running back? He said Hampton.
Hampton.
I like Hampton out of North Carolina. We drafted him the first mock draft today.
Hampton, he might be gone. I thought I saw him go.
I think Darius is pretty. Oh, yeah, I think Darius is big on Hampton, isn't he?
There's a lot of people. Everybody's big on Hampton. Yeah. What up, James Childress?
What up, dude? Maybe Hampton wasn't. I'm looking for him. Maybe we can search him here. Let's see. Yeah, Hampton might have been gone already.
Yeah, if you go to RB on offense.
Yep. I just tried to type it in. So it looks like he was already taken. But I think you're right, though. I think we do need to find a running back because it made –
Yeah.
I think Ben
Henderson.
Johnson – I think Ben Johnson's made it pretty clear when he was talking already about the type of running back that he's looking for. Or he didn't say that he was necessarily looking to get a new running back, but without saying it.
Is Caleb there, bro? Or is Caleb there?
Caleb Johnson, yes.
Caleb Johnson. Yeah, that's what I was looking. I was looking at Henderson and Johnson. Those would probably be the two that I would be thinking at right now.
If I'm able to weigh in on one pick, that's my one pick. Is Caleb from Iowa.
And I feel like he would fit Ben Johnson's offense too. The more when you watch him last year.
I heard he actually likes him, but I don't know if that's conjecture or if that's actually from his mouth. But I heard that he actually likes Caleb Johnson.
Well, let's go. I think we're going to go with Caleb Johnson.
You know, I would pick him just so I could have two guys' names Caleb, like I got Brian, so it's easier to remember somebody's name. You know. Except for today, if I call you guys Brian, you look at me cross-eyed because none of you guys are named Brian. You know.
Are you trying to say you're bad at remembering names?
I'm bad at remembering lots of things.
I'm bad at names. I'm really bad at names.
I'm supposed to take care of like this heat thing in my garage, and I keep putting it off.
It's cold tonight, isn't it?
It's getting better, bro. And you know what? Honestly, it's supposed to warm up like every day. I think like the cold snafu is past us, and now like we still might get some snow, obviously, because I remember when my daughter was like 5 years old, and you probably remember this too. You know, Plank. So that this was probably about 15 years ago during spring. My daughter was picking up freaking, you couldn't even see her Easter dress because she was in snow boots and a snow jacket, and she was picking Easter eggs out of the snow. On Easter.
Yeah.
On Easter.
Yeah.
But that's Chicago. Yeah, that's Chicago, man.
And for Halloween, all the kids are bundled up, and you can barely see what they're dressed as because it's so freaking cold, and sometimes it's snowing or raining. So...
You just don't know what you're gonna get because it could be like 60 next week and the week after go right to snow again.
Yeah, and for all those that are tuning in, this is not the Weather Channel.
Even though I do love weather. I love weather. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I say reject the trade, by the way, to the Steelers.
I agree.
You don't trade with the Steelers.
No, it seems like whenever we trade with the Steelers, we always come out the under, you know.
Yes.
Wrong side of that.
Yeah.
That's why I'm rejecting it. Okay, so no trade with the Steelers. I still think we go to our trenches, and then obviously what you guys say in the chat too, what you guys think. But I think we could also go back to the trenches. Are there any centers or any other guards? I see we still have Gerald Wilson that's still available from Georgia, another guy that had a pretty good year last year.
Well, we already got you've already got the center addressed when you went out and got the North Dakota State kid.
That's right. So we don't need a center address.
No,
but he's a very good player. But another Georgia player, Tate Ratledge as well.
Oh yeah,
he's a guard. He had a really another very good.
That whole line was good, right? Yeah, on both sides.
The whole offensive line of Georgia was great. They had a great offensive line. If you remember watching, and if you watched any Georgia games last year too, their offense would struggle at times, but their offensive line I thought had a really good year. It was a quarterback that struggled for them, and I think that their offensive line.
I'm dressed. Hey, Munoz says I'm dressed like Ralphie for Christmas Story with this weather. Ralphie.
Is that a good look then?
Hey, just don't lick the pole.
Yeah. Does that mean that's a good look?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Hey, if you don't want to dress like Ralphie from Christmas Story, go see our boy Matt Cooper. He's in some nice weather area right now. What is it over there right now, buddy?
Well, it was cold this week, man. It was only in the 20s, but today it got to 40, and then next week it's going to be 65 and 70.
Oh God!
So
40 degrees. I'm in a t-shirt and a Speedo.
Yeah,
it felt warm today. It didn't feel so bad.
We're trying to work our way back up to freezing.
We don't have that down here, man. We don't have, we had a little bit of snow too, which you don't see that very often. But it'll all be gone by the weekend, so it'll be nice and warm. By the way, guys, I'm looking at this pick 72. I think we're gonna. I was looking at our tight end list too.
Munoz wants Ratledge.
I like him.
Munoz wants Ratledge.
Yeah.
Munoz, you're not getting your wish, Munoz. Just kidding.
Well, you brought him up, so I just wanted to make sure you got that comment.
I'm just messing with him. Yeah, no.
Hey, you know who else I like? If we still haven't picked a tight end late in the draft, I like Luke Lakey from Iowa. He's a pretty good, solid tight end out there. So,
but I think I agree. I was looking at the guard. I like Ratledge too. I think we go with the guard. I'm gonna go with the guard. I try
to give everybody a little bit of something. Philip says Weather Channel tonight. Come on, Phil.
Well, guys, I was going to do a show after this. We're going to go into detail about the different type of weather patterns down here. Are you guys going to join? Is the chat going to join? go to the how we break weather down, man.
I'm setting up the green screen now so I can point at the areas.
What's up, Darius?
What up, Darius? So we're in the 4th round now. Thank you guys for watching tonight, too, and the guys in the chat. We got pick 116 coming up, and here we go. We don't have a trade offer. Hey, how about that? First one without a trade offer for pick 116. I kind of like. Let's see here.
I gotta ask James a question really quick, Coop.
Yeah, man.
He says, "Try living up here in northern Montana." I gotta know. Does he got that Yellowstone brand on his chest or what?
Did he say northern Montana? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Whoa. No, I'll pass on that.
Yeah, right.
What are the wind chills, like 80 below?
I'm watching that Yellowstone right now, man. I can't get enough of it.
Oh, it's addicting.
And then on the 24th, 1923 comes back for the 2nd season. So what's that, Monday?
24th.
We just moved from the Weather Channel to like freaking Siskel and Ebert or something. What are we doing?
and dude, you're asking me to do math, and that's a bad thing too, because now you have me asking what days are, and I'm trying to count in my head, like I'm literally counting on my fingers.
Oh my gosh!
You got Erica saying tight end or wide receiver next.
Well, I like what Luke here, what Track said a minute ago. He's still here at number for our next pick, and I think that's who I would go with too.
Where's he at, and where are we picking?
We're right now. We're right here at 116. Lakely, we got Luke here, tight end Iowa, who you mentioned earlier, and I think that's who I would go with too.
What number is he?
The number.
We're at 200. We're 200.
He's at 200.
Yeah, 200.
Yeah.
So could we get him in a later pick, or do you think he'll be gone?
I think it's going to be interesting because. Obviously, we'll see how the simulator goes, but this is a good. From everything that I've read, this is a very good tight end draft. So I don't know. I don't know if teams are going to be looking to find those tight ends in this draft or trying to get them kind of early. But I think that's a very good possibility. But we can. But I also think we can go back to look for another edge rusher too on defense.
Erica says Lakey.
Yeah, I think I would go with him too.
All right. Well, there's two of you. Plank's gonna make the decision here.
Well, we can go.
Yeah,
Erica's wanting Lackey.
All right, let's go Lackey.
Oh, there he is. Hey, I got a question for you. Do you guys think, with Everett being gone, do you think there's a possibility that Cole Kmet might not be on our team next year?
Ooh, hey, don't be. Whoa. Let's not talk like that.
Yeah, I'm just asking. I'm just bringing it up, man. Do you think that's a possibility?
Listen,
no.
I want to share this with you. I don't think so because I know Ben loves to have several tight ends, and if I'm him and I just got rid of one tight end, I'm not getting rid of my best tight end. I'm gonna fill around him, and he's got to know what he can do. He's got to like him. Well, I mean, there's so much to like.
Yeah, I agree. He's a dog.
Yeah, I agree too. I love Komet. Komet's one of my top 5 favorite players on the Bears.
And I'm
All
trying
right, guys.
to
I
be
think
as objective as possible. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to like not put on my Bears hat and just
Yeah.
think of like what I would be if I was Ben Johnson, knowing that I have to have so many tight ends, you know?
so. I see here Riley Mills, Notre Dame is still available. I remember watching him throughout the playoff push, and I really like the way this guy plays for Notre Dame, defensive tackle. If we're looking on the defensive side, I think that the defensive tackle will be another position of need for us at this, depending on free agency. But that's the
Yeah.
guy I'm eyeing on, unless there's somebody else that I'm missing or somebody else brings up here in the chat.
No. If you haven't got a defensive tackle, read off his numbers for us. What's his height and weight and stuff? What's it say?
Riley Mills. Let's see here.
I like
yeah,
doing
I
that
can just pick
occasionally.
one. Yeah, let's see. Let's pull it up here. Oh, it says coming soon.
What's his height and weight though?
He's a 6'5",
6'5".
295. Yeah, he's a big dude. He's a very big dude, man, and he's pretty fast. He's very fast for his position. That's what stood out to me when I was watching him.
He's interior?
Yeah, interior, correct.
Let's get him.
All right, let's do it. By the way, I'm going to show our picks so far too, guys. Once I get to our next one, it keeps getting me down here in the draft, but I'll pull up our picks here in 1 second to show you guys what we've gotten so far. But yeah, he was a good player. I'm surprised he's actually that far down in the draft too. But we'll certainly see.
You know what I like about you guys, and you know everybody's got their own strength and everybody's got specialty. Well, I'll just tell you, you guys are as objective as possible because it's like you give plenty of room for all of the viewers to make a decision. Like you guys aren't like strong arming this. You know what I'm saying? I like this about your guys' draft. It's going very well.
Well, thank you. And listen, I told you the last time I did this draft, I didn't do very well. So I was like, some help here. That's why I'm glad everybody in the chat's helping us out here. And I'm going to pull up, by the way, who we've taken so far. If you guys can see, that's so far of what we've taken in this draft. And as I look, because we took an edge rusher the first pick, we haven't taken a lot on we haven't really hit a lot on the defensive side. And I don't know about you guys, but I think at some point we'll probably have to look at the safety position as well, unless you guys in the chat think of something different, or you guys are tracks or like if you guys think of something different. I think
hey guys, I'm gonna hang out in the chat. They're back. I gotta go, okay? I'll be in the chat.
Later. Thanks, Travis. Yep.
And then Plank, if you see it in the chat, I'm looking at our safety. I think we're gonna have to get I think we're gonna have to take a look at our safety position. I love Brisker, but man, he was out for 10 games last year. And I hope he comes back healthy, but we're going to need some depth in that position. And if you guys think in the chat, if you disagreed, let me know.
Well, they had said earlier about Brisker as well, worried about his health. Yeah, Trapakeepa saying safety. Phillips, safety. Farias, bear down.
All right, man. Hell yeah. And I see Hunter Wohler already here, safety out of Wisconsin, who could be a good day. So if you guys are cool with it, if you're cool with a Plank, I'm going to go right with our safety pick. And then everybody in the chat.
And Farias is saying, click all. That way we can see everything.
That up, I will. Oh, yeah. Let me go back to the. There we go. I had it still on us. Sorry about that. So we got 2 more picks left in the draft. We got 2 here in round 7. I think maybe a line. I don't know what's going to happen here. Because Plank, we went over earlier about what could happen with our linebackers. I brought up with that article saying that we can possibly cut one of our linebackers, or do we do something depth there, or do you think we still go with defensive line? Do you think defensive? I think defensive line, defensive edge might be a bigger need as well.
Yeah.
With our edge, and you could let me know, Plank, what they're saying in the chat. But I'm looking at a couple of guys here. I'm looking at edge. RJ Oben out of Notre Dame.
Yeah, Erica is asking about maybe wide receiver at this point.
That could be another possibility because I don't think
Trapakeepa's going BPA, best available, best player.
Well, let's see what we got best available here. I think, and that's a good point for traffic keeper. At this point, when you're in the 7th round, and then Hemingway. That's what we have defensive tackle. I don't think you can go wrong with another defensive tackle.
I agree. I
think we'll do that. And then we got one more pick after that.
Okay.
And then I think that might be our wide receiver pick here to the point, because I think we are going to have to find a little bit more depth. And again, too, guys, this is all before free agency. I don't know what's going to happen with free agency time.
I'm sure we'll be doing another one after free agency.
And somebody started, and I remember a little bit of Smith from Auburn. But here, again, you're in the 7th round. I think you're just at this point, Plank, you're just at this point keeping your fingers crossed, hoping that one of these will pan out.
Yeah.
But is that what you're seeing? Is that what you're seeing in the chat too? You're seeing wide receiver, or is there anything I'm missing here, guys? Is there something else that I think I should go to with defensive line or defensive end?
It takes about 5 seconds after we talk for it to hit the chat. So.
We'll just see.
Farius is wanting to know if Cody Simon's still available. Draft Richard. I wish we could, Philip.
We could clone him from back long ago. No, Cody is not available. I just went in and not available.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe we stay with the wide receiver here then. And if everybody's cool in the chat, you're cool with it, Plank. Maybe that's our last pick of the draft. We go with the wide receiver.
Yeah.
And we can do Andrew Armstrong. I thought we'll go with Andrew Armstrong. And then after this, I think it'll pull up and it'll show all of our picks after the entire draft is done. Thank you guys on chat tonight, man. We appreciate you guys watching the show and giving us some help. I know I certainly need the help. Plank. I think you've done a very good job helping us out.
Couldn't do it without him. That's a fact.
Yeah, that's for sure. We appreciate you guys. So this is it, guys. This is it. This is all of our picks for the draft. Our first pick went with Michael Williams, edge rusher of Georgia, who I'm a big fan of. Gray Zabel, offensive tackle, North Dakota State. Caleb Johnson, running back, Iowa, with number 45. Number 72, Tate Ratledge of Georgia. Luke Lakely, tight end, Iowa. Riley Mills of Notre Dame. Hunter Wohler, safety out of Wisconsin. Tonka Hemingway, defensive tackle, South Carolina. And Andrew Armstrong, wide receiver, our last pick out of Arkansas, Andrew Armstrong. All in all, are you pretty pleased there, Plank?
I am.
You guys in the chat pretty pleased? Did I screw anything up on this draft today?
So far, so good.
Yeah, so I'm gonna thank you guys for the help in the draft. I'm gonna take this down. This ended up being our draft, and the funny thing, and back on here, there we go. So the funny thing is, guys, we're gonna do a lot more of these coming up. You know, there's gonna be a lot more of these coming up, Plank. So we have a lot more time to prepare ourselves and get ourselves as best GMs as we possibly can.
Yeah, we'll know more, like you had said, right after free agency.
Yeah, free agency, which starts March 10th, and. Thank you guys for watching today, and keep up to date with everything going on too, because we said this earlier in the show, Plank. I think there's going to be more and more info coming out about players, whether they're going to get released, whether they're not going to be franchise tag. I think more and more are going to come out over the next couple of days. Not even the next week, the next couple of days. I think stuff's going to start.
I agree. I agree with you.
And we'll
I agree.
So. Make sure you guys like and subscribe our YouTube page, YouTube channel. You can check out our show. This show, you can check out our amazing job that you guys did on our draft tonight. You guys can check that out, or tell us what we messed up, and let us know. And you leave a comment, and we'll certainly take your criticism, man. We love it.
I can use the criticism. That's a fact.
I can use it too, man. So we appreciate that, guys. And there's gonna be more shows coming up, so that's why I say it's important to like and subscribe on our page. So those notifications, I know I saw it as soon as we clicked down, my phone sitting right next to me, popped up right away. Those notifications come up on the phone, Plank. So, Plank, it's great seeing you again this week, man. And hopefully we'll get Kris back on too.
Yeah. Maybe he'll be able to get it figured out.
Yeah, man. So we love Kris, man. He's good people, and we love all you guys too. So.
Oh yeah, Kris makes the show better.
Yeah, Kris is a funny dude, man. We love Kris. Yeah. We love all you guys too, man. So. Thank you guys all so much for watching tonight. Hope you have a great weekend, and we're going to talk to you soon. Thank you.